Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Welcome back to the Yaffee program. Appreciate you joining the show today. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm trying to recap all the breaking news that we covered. So we have the breaking news on Trump's comments when it comes to Iran. He's telling the people to rise up there, and he canceled all meetings with them. We have the breaking news as well out of the Supreme Court, hearing oral arguments as we speak when it comes to men and women's sports. We also have some breaking news on Trump's comments when it comes to Jerome Powell. And we have breaking news on the economy as well and inflation. So I wanted to give you the latest on that. This is why you got to listen to all 2 hours. And if you missed the show live, the podcast is up. But I mean, it's just good to have it on because you got to get the update. According to Fox Business here, it says inflation held steady in December, remaining well above the Fed's 2% target. Now, well above, it's 2.7. So it's below 3, but it'd be nice if it was at 2. Now, it says the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases closely watched December inflation data. So they said Tuesday that the Consumer Price Index, a broad measure of how much everyday goods like gasoline, groceries, and rent costs, rose 0.3% on a monthly basis in December and held steady at 2.7% on a year-over-year basis. Both of those figures were cooler than expectations of economists polled by LSEG. So, in one sense, it's still too high. I'd like it to be lower than 2%, at least for a couple of years. But it's still lower than they expected. I think a lot of that has to do with gas prices. If gas prices continue to go down, which would be nice if it goes down even further, that makes a big difference. And hopefully Trump can kind of shore up some of these trade deals so we can get some of those tariffs down. That's just my opinion. But it says here, so-called core prices, which exclude volatile measurements of gasoline and food to better assess price growth trends, were up 0.2% from the prior month and 2.6% from a year ago. Those figures were slightly below economists' expectations of 0.3% and 2.7% respectively. So not great news, but some good news in there. Now, it says high inflation has created severe financial pressures in recent years for most U.S. households, which are forced to pay more for everyday necessities like food and rent. Price hikes are difficult for lower-income Americans. You all know this. It says here, food prices increased 0.7% for the month, and we're up 3.1% from a year ago. This is going to hurt the Trump administration the most, I think. Food prices. Because it literally affects every income bracket. It's one of those things. I've said inflation as a whole, that's one of the problems with it because no matter what your income bracket is, you notice it. Well, we all have to eat, and most of us go to the grocery store. Even wealthy Americans, a lot of times, they're going to go to the grocery store. Unless you're like a super billionaire, millionaire or something. But even pretty well-off Americans are going to the grocery store, and they're noticing the price increase. So if you're looking at inflation, you're wondering what could possibly hurt Republicans in the midterms and why affordability can be an issue. Food prices is one of those things, even though it's better than expected. Now, it says the food at home index was up 2.4% from a year ago, while the food away from home index was up 4.1% since last year. So eat it, make food at home. Don't go out. I guess that's the message there. Now, it says meat, poultry, and fish prices were up 6.9% from a year ago, while egg prices were down 8.2% compared with last year as the supply shortage from the avian flu outbreak has eased. Now, the fruits and vegetables index showed prices rose 0.5% on a monthly basis and were flat compared with a year ago. So that's good news. Eat healthy food, I guess. Now, it says energy prices rose 0.3% in December and are at 2.3% higher than a year ago. It says gas prices were down 0.4%. As I mentioned, gas prices being down is what's really helping these numbers, I think. So they're down 0.4% on a monthly basis and have decreased 3.4% since this time last year. Electricity costs declined 0.1% in December, but have risen 6.7% in the past year. So gas prices are going down, but electricity costs are going up. What is the deal there? Maybe there's a lag. If we can get gas prices to go down, oil prices to go down, and eventually electricity prices can really follow that would be huge. That would really help in the next year. I just saw my gas bill, and it was a little bit higher than I was expecting. I have to be honest with you. So it'd be nice. Natural gas prices, if those could go down, that would be good. I know I'm not the only one thinking that. Now it says housing prices decreased 0.4% in December, and were up 3.2% compared to what last year. So, as I mentioned, if you're going to deal with affordability, I know Trump at first said it was a hoax, but when you look at food prices, housing prices, tuition prices, those things really, energy prices, if we can get the rest of the energy sector to come down, that would be good. You can't ignore it because people feel it in every income bracket. Appreciate you listening. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. See you then.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The Inside of You podcast.
You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Our guest today, William H. Macy.
A lot of my career has been making unsavory characters kind of appealing.
Allison Mack is here.
There was this complete decomposition of my identity and this moment of like, who am I?
Let's get inside of Ron Perlman. Do you still love acting?
I'm obsessed with getting better at it. My heroes are in a state of flow. Just this moment of humanity.
The Inside of You podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The CJ Pearson Show.
I'm CJ Pearson, and I'm the host of The CJ Pearson Show. Every week, we'll take on the biggest cultural, political, and moral battles in America head on.
From a perspective you won't hear on mainstream media.
No spin, no filters, and no apologies.
Straight talk and fearless, real perspective.
Family, faith, country, bold truth, real conviction, zero permission. This is The CJ Pearson Show.
The CJ Pearson Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.